Here we go.
Here we go.
It is streaming. I'm going to play us in.
Welcome to Earl and the Idiot, the show that gives you the answers you need to take your business to the next level. With Earl Flormata, one of Vancouver's most sought-after business and marketing consultants, author of Business Engine Optimization, consultant to over 60 successful businesses, an all-around evil marketing genius with a combined total of more than $70 million worth of sales to his credit. And some idiot. Okay, here we go.
Here we go. Today
I just read the answer to my post on the thing, and it says cue the music, and I'm like, oh my god, it knows. Because I've been feeding it our episodes this whole
Oh,
time.
you really? Oh,
So
this poor robot
gets to listen to
gosh.
us every week.
Oh yeah, cue the Earl and the Idiot theme music. Yeah, it says it right there. That is awesome.
That's magical. Speaking of
Oh,
magical, the picture you have today is majestic.
is this fantastic?
It's like Robo Shakespeare.
I,
It's got three
yeah,
arms.
I love the three arms. This is incredible. This is like the artistry of this. I am so into this. I told
Right.
it to make it look like it's fretting over what to write.
Yes.
And so it's got the two arms out writing, and then it's got the third fretting arm.
Right.
It's got the arm right there to
Because
do the,
you need the fret arm. That's
you need
amazing.
the fretting arm. It's so much more efficient than a human. It can
Right.
write and fret at the
At the
same
same
time.
time. That's magical.
I'm obsessed with this guy. It's amazing.
So
Oh,
I love it. I love it.
yeah. Oh my God. We'll explain why in a second. But hello, Earl. How you doing? We're a couple of sleepy guys today, apparently.
Yeah, I'm still suffering the after effects of the meds and whatnot.
Hmm.
So every day I feel like an old man because I take a nap and I'm like, this is
Right.
not great. Sometimes I take two, so it's but today was extra sleepy, so it's like, all
Oh,
right, well I'm groggy and but I'm here. So
oh yeah. Yeah, I don't have any medication to speak of, but I just slept like crap last night.
hmm,
I just kind of got up and left the house and then went to the gym and worked at a coffee shop for a bit. Now I'm back here, back home. And I kind of got this like one tuft coming out on the side here.
the hair tuft.
My hair tuft. I kind of like it. I want to cultivate it. This little tuft thing kind of gives a mad scientist vibe, which I dig.
There you go. Rick and Morty vibes.
Yeah, burp. My gosh, how are you doing, Earl? Other than being sleepy,
Other than
how's your
being
week been?
sleepy, doing all right. Doing all right. Kind of a chill week and looking forward to going back to the park tomorrow. That'll be fun.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
should be interesting for
For
sure.
martial arts.
Yeah. So going back to doing well. At least I'm gonna watch people do martial arts. I don't know so much about doing it.
You gotta start showing up with the wooden cane.
Yeah,
Like
I have a
Splinter
I
or
have a wooden cane. So
like
uh,
Splinter, Yoda, two of the most famous martial arts masters. There's probably more. What other martial arts masters have a
that's
cane?
what I feel like these
Gandalf.
days. The whole Yoda feel. So I limp around with a cane for a little bit, and then Bryce and I went to the park last week, and I swung the sticks around. My arms still work. My legs do not. So
Oh, you
it's
swung some sticks. All right, that's good.
swung the sticks, but our arms work. Right arm works. Left arm not so great. Uh,
Okay,
so yeah. Anyway,
that's good. But
but
yeah, no, you gotta get like a really gnarled, knobbly cane with like an amber ball on the top, kind of
oh, that'd
thing.
be
You know,
amazing. Yeah.
like a yeah. Then just you walk softly and carry a big stick and just kicking the shit out of people when they fuck with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I just said both of the worst swear words. Right? I can't remember if we decided if we swear on this show or not, but
We do once in a while.
yeah, we're PG-13. We're allowed one.
Yeah.
Um, you ever see that thing where they're like, Lord of the Rings is PG-13, so technically they could have had one F-bomb,
Right.
and where
Yeah.
where would you put it? And
Oh, that's hilarious.
I never saw anyone vote for this, but my vote would have been just Sauron. Spoiler alert: Sauron when Frodo throws the ring in. And
just
Silence goes,
screams
just
F-bomb.
fuck.
That'd
No,
be
not even
hilarious.
scream. Not even scream. She's like, fuck, and then just explodes.
That would be kind of magical.
Right.
That would be kind of magical.
Okay. Get up to a lot of business stuff this week, other than martial arts and.
Business stuff, yeah, the usual. I ran the Tuesday morning event where we
Mhm.
talk to business owners and all that kind of jazz, and everybody asked me interesting questions this week, so it was a very lively Q&A session, so that
Oh,
was
nice.
fun. And
Nice. You had fodder.
yeah, absolutely. And then I'm prepping for a couple of bigger presentations coming up in the next week here, so that
Mhm.
ought to be fun as well. So
Oh, what are you presenting?
we're presenting to a realty office and also the Greater Vancouver Realty Board.
Oh,
Artificial intelligence for realtors. So that's how to be fun.
nice. Ties into our theme of the day, our subject.
Yeah.
Well, so let's what-
Dive right in.
well, I got to introduce the show first. You have to
Oh,
yak, introduce the show, and then we dive right in 20 minutes
all right.
later. So this is Earl and the Idiot. We have Earl here, the sensei, the splinter, the Yoda of business, complete with cane. And I'm here to ask him the dumb questions. I am the idiot to ask, because we always say on the show you got to ask the stupid questions to get the smart answers, right? Don't be afraid to ask and look stupid, because you never know what you might learn. So what we do is we figure out, Earl figures out some topics he's encountered in the last week, gives them to me, I choose one, we throw it into AI, and then AI makes our show notes for us, and we go over them, because we found this is not only does it produce a lively, a live kind of show where we're reacting and it's loose, but it's also easier. And we're
We
so
tried
lazy.
we tried to go full bore one time, and we used Notebook LLM
Hmm.
to make a show, and then we commentated on the show, but it wasn't as good, right?
Yeah, didn't work out.
So
Okay, so here we go. We got the show notes. We punched into ChatGPT this week. Time for another Earl and the Idiot episode. Today's topic is ways to utilize AI for content creation. What to do versus what not to do. Please give me 3 things to do, 2 things to avoid, 1 red hot tip for using AI for content generation today for small to medium businesses. And ChatGPT answers, "Oh yeah, cue the Earl and the Idiot theme music." ChatGPT just busted through the wall like the Kool-Aid man.
I think I've been feeding it too many episodes.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah. Today's episode: how not to turn AI content into a dumpster fire. We're always trying to avoid dumpster fires on this show, so
or find
that's
them. They're
why.
fun. Like one of my
Yeah.
favorite memes is this dumpster on fire while it's floating down
Right.
the flood. So that one's great.
You can roast a hot dog on a dumpster fire. Why not? Yes, that's why. Hence the background today is this poor
The
fretting.
AI fretting and writing content. I love it.
um, and so, what does ChatGPT have to say to us today? It says 3 things to do. Number 1, use AI as a multiplier, not a replacement. AI is best when it starts with you. Excuse me. Feed it sales calls, podcasts, right,
Mhm.
Earl?
Yeah.
Feed it podcasts. Feed it Zoom meetings, Looms. And for those listening, Looms are just videos, right? Just share,
Yep.
you make videos. Yep. I know that, obviously. Rants. You got to feed it rants, it says. I got some
Mhm.
rants. So should we just rant, just rant at ChatGPT?
I have fed it enough rants that other people can use ChatGPT with the Earl Flormata voice now.
Oh yeah.
So
So it,
yeah. So I did this to a couple of my buddies, and they fell out of their chair. So I was sitting with my buddy George, and it's like, okay, so ask ChatGPT, do you know Earl Flormata? And it does. It goes, who is he and what does he do? And it's like, okay, so it spits out a bunch of my history, and that's weird how it knows that. And
mhm,
then it goes, he goes, can you write like him? And then it's like, yeah, I can write like him, sarcastic, snarky, but wisdom, blah blah blah.
mhm,
And then he takes a picture of his coffee cup in front of him because we're sitting at a Starbucks, and he's like, hey, sell this coffee cup on Facebook Marketplace as if you were Earl. and it writes the most hilarious description. And the creepy part is it sounds like me because I have probably fed this stupid thing too many rants. And now it writes all snarky and just hilarious. And yeah, like we were laughing our ass off. Just it was like a futuristic Mad Libs, right?
Right.
Where we're sitting
That's
there and he's like, oh my, this is exactly what you would write. And he shows it to me. He's just laughing his ass. I'm reading this thing and I'm like, oh my God, it is how I'd write that stupid ad. So
we didn't realize it, but when the teachers were feeding us those Mad Libs, we were actually just building the first legs of the AI machine in the future. The teachers were taking those Mad Libs and they were sending them up to secretive DARPA research headquarters.
it was pretty funny. Like I was watching some comedians talk about this sort of stuff, and they're like, "Mad Libs. Mad Libs is the best way to find out your friends don't know what an adverb is." And I'm like, "Excellent." So, but it explains it. It's like noun, person, place, or thing. Pick the thing, and I'm like, "All right, well, yeah. If you can't follow those directions, come on, right?"
Yeah. All right. So what do? We feed the AI these things: sales
Yeah.
calls, podcasts, Zoom meetings, Looms, rants, client emails. I would add in there, your website, if you're for a business, if you got a
Yep.
company website, if you have a company mission statement or
Google page.
Google page, white paper, whatever, all that data. Then tell it, turn this into 20 LinkedIn posts, 10 reels, 5 emails, and a blog. That's what
No.
wins. If you just type, write me a blog about leadership, you get beige oatmeal. Best kind of oatmeal. If you feed it your voice, you get steak. Nice.
Well, yeah. So, because it's if you just tell it, hey, write me one of these, it just writes it one of these in the voice of everybody. Because remember,
Yeah.
LLM stands for large language model. It just pulls data from everything and then makes the thing. And so, if it pulls data from everything, it makes it kind of generic because there's no real voice behind it. And when there's no real voice behind it, it sounds pretty, blah, right? It's
Yeah.
just kind of there's no oomph, there's no spirit, there's no soul behind the words, right?
Yeah.
Like
And it
like our
always goes,
poor fretting robot with the
yeah,
soul.
he's like, he's looking for his oomph.
Yeah,
He's this poor robot's problem is this poor robot's user didn't feed it enough information.
yeah,
And then it's like,
absolutely.
write me something original. And it's like, I can't, I don't know what to do here. So it's, what it's writing right now? It's writing, all right, let's cut through the clutter and get down to brass tacks.
Yeah.
Here's the deal with leadership, you know,
Oh yeah. So it just
unless you
uses
want
as
your
many,
leadership to turn into a dumpster fire.
right. It just uses as many of those as it possibly can, and then just fills it full of fluff. Adds that pipe in between stuff. Adds double dashes in between stuff.
Yeah, M
Adds
dashes.
emojis, and then it's just look, I'm done, and it's all just terrible, right?
Yeah. I
So
had to do this today. I was like, write me a blog based on this transcript, blah, 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 blah. And then it starts writing. I was like, stop, 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 stop. Write me the blog without M dashes, please. It's such a giveaway.
hmm.
You want to talk, people don't know how to use adverbs. Talk about people don't know how to use M dashes. Like it's correct. All its use of M dashes is correct, but no one does that because no one knows how to use an M dash properly.
Right, exactly. So
Uh,
people can
um,
barely use a semicolon. So yeah, whatever. So
yeah. Well, I'm from the Kurt Vonnegut school. Kurt Vonnegut, one of my favorite writers, says, let's just get rid of semicolons. They're not necessary.
there you go.
Okay, anything else to say about this? You feed ChatGPT.
No, I mean I agree with this one.
Mhm.
Use it as a multiplier 100%, but you have to multiply something because everything times zero is still zero. So if you tell it
Mhm.
just, yo, write me a blog post about, daffodils, it will just really badly and really poorly. And like you said, with M dashes and semicolons and emojis galore.
Yeah. Yeah, I think because it says use it as a multiplier, not a replacement. I think that's really true. I think I could get off on a rant here, and we can feed that rant to back to ChatGPT. But people are fretting about artists, and there's that's definitely huge. Like I don't want to downplay that at all.
Yeah.
That this really sucks for artists. That they used to have something special and they don't anymore. You know what I mean?
To a
The
point, right? It's the same thing as like, yeah, the ability to play a piano, right? Like
yeah.
you can play it mechanically and it's
Mhm.
technically correct, but there's no soul with it, right? Like the
Yeah.
music doesn't have that like you said, the oomph to it,
Yeah.
right? Whereas you add a person to it, all of a sudden there's feel, there's that touch, there's that that difference that a person makes, right?
Mhm.
So
But
although watching like a piano contest where everyone's playing the exact same piece over and over and over again, unless you know what you're listening to, it's kind of torture. So
that sounds really niche. That sounds like a really niche activity.
yeah.
Um, but my point is that the flip side of that is you've kind of, there's a lot of people out there, I assume, who probably have interesting visions, great concepts, but they lack the ability to execute, and
Mm,
they lack the money to hire an artist to execute for them. You know what I mean? Someone thinks,
right.
oh, a painting like this would be cool, but they can't make it. Now they can. So in a way, you've kind of, like I say, without wanting to downplay the impact it's going to have on artists, you've also increased the amount of art that's going to get created in the world.
Absolutely. There's this guy who goes by the handle Skybrows
Mm,
on YouTube, and he makes phenomenal, one AI, created music, but he feeds a lot, and then he creates these insane, like music videos, and the
mm.
music
Oh yeah.
videos are like animated style, but a certain particular style. And
Mhm.
I've seen his prompts, and his prompts are like sometimes 3 paragraphs long, and I'm like, holy crap, right? And so, but he gets exactly what he's looking for, and I enjoy watching his art, right?
Yeah.
Because it's legitimately enjoyable to watch, right? But AI by
Yeah.
itself, no way in hell could it have
No.
written that funny a verse where you're just watching this thing and you're just going, this is great. Like I actually listened to his stuff, not because he's uploading it to Spotify. I actually listened to it by itself just for fun on Spotify because it's that good.
Yeah. I actually have an artist I really like. He's called the Professor.
Okay.
What am I trying to find it? The Professor Nick Harrison. Shout out to
Okay.
the Professor Nick Harrison. And his album, I think it's just 1, 2, and 3 or whatever. It's Art Space Official Soul.
Okay.
Soul. And he does covers. I was like does covers. He
Mhm.
makes covers of popular songs, but in like soul style music.
I've seen that. This is like,
He's
give me Gangster's Paradise, but like 1930s, the whatever. Like holy crap,
Yeah,
right?
and
And
it's phenomenal. And you would never, if you played that for someone, they would never suspect it was AI. Like it's
mm-hmm,
flawless, no notes. And at least
100%.
one of his covers has made it into our regular music rotation when we're out for a drive.
Nice.
Anyway, my point was, I actually did have a point. This isn't just a total digression. It was a bit of a rant, but it did have a point. It says, use AI as a multiplier, not a replacement. AI is best when it starts with you. You're putting in the idea and the like it's still up to you to decide what to feed the AI,
Yeah.
right? The AI puts it together for you, but the voice, the concepts, what you want to say, that's what matters, right?
Well,
It's just AI.
it's still the old garbage in, garbage out, right?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
There we go. Okay. Took a while to land that plane, but we got there.
there we go.
Let's move along here. 2, turn one idea into 100 pieces. Real businesses don't make content, they explode content. In a dumpster fire. One 30-minute conversation should become YouTube, shorts, reels, LinkedIn posts, emails, quote graphics, sales pages, FAQs. This has been listening to you, hasn't it, Earl?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. This is what your mind of a marketer and content waterfall model already does, Earl.
Yeah.
What's it doing?
It's giving away our
Why is
secrets.
why is AI talking to you in a show that's supposed to be from you?
It's weird. I guess we fed it enough stuff that it's like, oh well, it knows who's typing this.
Yeah,
So
but this like it's supposed to be us saying these things on the show, but it's actually talking to you through the notes here.
yeah, that's
It's
weird.
it's Inception.
It's evolving.
AI just makes it 10x faster and cheaper. One source goes everywhere. That's the play. You obviously agree with this because apparently it's your idea, Earl.
We're literally doing this now. Like our last chat on WhatsApp was
Mhm.
about this for a client, and we're like,
Yeah.
this is this is how you
Should we
take
be
one
giving
thing and you blow it up.
should we be giving away the secret on the show?
Well, I mean, the funny thing is, I have given away tons of secrets, tons of
Yeah.
secrets. So I hit like 100 million under management as an example under the financial services arena. And everybody in the financial services asked me, how'd you do it? How'd you do it? How'd you do it? And I, like a dummy, I just tell them, right? And I've
Yeah.
probably told at least a couple hundred people how this works and what my
Mhm.
secret is and what to do. And exactly one of them have started doing it. And that happened literally yesterday. And I've been doing this since 2003. So it is now 2026 as of this recording. 23 years later, one person out of the hundreds I've told how to do something, you know, start to do
Mhm.
it. So the scary thing is you can give away the secret. Um,
Yeah.
Knowledge is no longer the powerhouse it used to be,
Mhm.
right? Because we're in the in an era of knowledge, and so everybody is like fire hose drowned in knowledge, right? That
Yeah.
you go on the internet, go on YouTube. How do I do this? There's 11 billion videos on how to do this, right? And
Mhm.
some people still won't do it, right? And so it's the
Yeah.
action step of actually doing it. Like I've been preaching this since, oh my god, since 2008, 2009. Like
Yeah.
this exact model, and the number of people who've heard it and still don't do it, right? I don't
Mhm.
want to name and shame people, but there's this one guy I have in mind. I'm like, hey, do this back in the
Yeah.
day. And if he did it, he would be, the de facto standard in the industry right now
Mhm.
around his sector. He'd be the
Yeah.
only guy with like a bajillion videos, right? And he didn't. So now there's openings for other people to come kick his butt.
Yeah. Yeah. And I, even with this particular thing, I've told most of my clients that I can do this for you. And they're like, oh, that's a great idea. And I go, great. Let me know when we can do a half hour, 45-minute Zoom call. Zero, zero of them have done it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to nail them down and say, hey, find some time to interview me right now. We're doing it tomorrow at noon. I'm gonna have to pin them down.
Yeah. Pin them down, do it, and then produce stuff. They'll thank you for it. And then the hilarious thing, you'll still have to wrestle them down for the second episode. Right.
Yeah. Or I'll bet you what'll happen is if I create it all, do all the
Mm.
cutting, do all this waterfall, and then send it to them, like, there you go, post it on your social media. I'll bet they'll never do it.
Nope, they won't post it. They still won't.
Yeah.
So yeah, but then the scrappy ones who do it, all of a sudden they're well known by everything. They rank on the internet for everything. Freaking LLMs like ChatGPT all of a sudden start recommending them as experts to their clients, and everyone's like, "Oh, how do you do that?" I'm like, "Well, we
Hmm.
just gave you the map, right? Like, here's how to do
Yeah.
it. Did you do it? No. Well, that's on you, right?
All right. And so the map is make a piece of content, just a chat like this right now,
And
and
explode it.
you use AI to splody.
Yeah, turn it into other like there's a reason why it's called multimedia, right?
Right.
So there's the stuff that we do, right? Taking the quotes and making the quotes work, and then taking the shorts and making the short work. But then there's other pieces of the puzzle that I outlined before that even we don't do, right? Taking the voice snippets and uploading them to SoundCloud, and then taking the SoundCloud and then ranking the crap out of that. That ranks like a hot damn, right? So
Hmm.
doing things like that, like LLMs love it, right? So putting it out there, it's number of places that you're mentioned with the same message, right?
Mhm.
It's no different from doing SEO for a phone number, right? Or SEO for an address, right?
Yeah.
Um, it's got to be consistent. So having that same consistency, so having the video say the same thing as the audio saying the same thing as the quote card saying the same thing as the social media post saying the same thing, that
Mhm.
makes all the difference in the world. So
Singing from the same choir book, as you like to say.
yeah,
I don't know why I don't know how to do about this. My camera always readjusts the lighting to be
extra
blue.
pale.
Like I change this, like that's the pale setting, and I
and
change
and
it to
and,
the
and now you're alien, right?
yeah, and then it's gonna like see, look, it's paling as we speak. And I've never been able to find the slider
Mm,
for don't make it pale. Anyway, content waterfall. Explode your content with AI.
there you go.
This is a thing to do when using AI to write for you to make content. Three, give AI guardrails. Bad prompt. Write social media posts for my business. Good prompt. You are my sarcastic Vancouver-based marketing consultant. Earl, you're my Vancouver-based sarcastic marketing consultant.
Great.
Write in short, punchy paragraphs, no corporate fluff. Make it sound like Earl Flormata explaining it to a tired business owner. That's what we're doing right now. What's up out there, tired business owners? Style plus tone plus audience plus format equals usable content.
We were just talking about this. That's creepy. It's funny how we don't read this crap ahead of time, right?
Right.
And so and it's funny. It's funnier that it's oh my god. It's like it's talking to me. And
Yeah.
So bad prompt versus good prompt. Yeah, the more you give it context and the more you give it persona and personality and soul, right? The more interesting that the writing is. And in today's world, like you've only got what less than the average human has less than the attention span as a goldfish now. So the writing has to be good enough to capture the attention. Though whatever you're saying, it comes out of your mouth. You've only got like 10 seconds before like doom scroll, doom scroll, doom scroll, and so they're going, "What's next?" So you gotta make it quick, right? Punchy, absolutely yes, because you have to earn the right for the next couple seconds, right? Back in the day, people would give you 20 minutes, 20 minutes to pitch. And now you got like 7 seconds. And if you don't say something fun in 7 seconds, ain't nobody watching the next one, right? They're scrolling past.
This is a tangential thing. I'm having trouble coming up with a reason to jam into the conversation, but I love it so much. I think I've mentioned it before. There's a famous book on sales
Mm-hmm.
that's old. It's from like the 50s.
Okay.
And in the book, it mentions, the guy joined up with a firm. They're a relatively young company, only 20 years old. It's like a 20-year-old company now. There's a
Relatively
grandfather.
young. Yeah.
The elder statesman is 20 years old. Anyway, so one guardrail I always put in with the content is I tell it to follow best practices for the given platform.
Yes.
Is that smart? What I do?
Yeah, but you have to do them separately, right? Because if you say, write me a Twitter or X post and a LinkedIn post and the description for a TikTok video,
Yeah.
they're separate things, right? So when you ask it to write it, you got to do them separately. Because I've noticed, because I tried doing them all in batches, like like give me 50 of these, and when you try to get it to do LinkedIn and Twitter at the same time, it just fails miserably because it's trying to do two things within the same process and in the same sectors and the same sequence. But if you separate it, you give it the feed material, and then you say, okay, cool. Now give me 10 posts on this for the LinkedIn platform, and then stop prompting, right? And then do it again, but say, okay, these are great. Now write these exact same posts Twitter style. It'll adjust the same post for Twitter style, but like keep it down to a smaller number and keep it down to a singular platform on any given go, right? Because when you give it time to think in its own little happy box, it produces better stuff, right? When you tell it to amalgamate everything together and moosh it out in one giant happy table, it craps the bed. So yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Carry on. This is now we're into things not to do.
Yep.
When using AI to publish out content. Don't forget to make sure it's got enough ink in its quill.
Yeah.
Do not publish raw AI output. This is how you become one of those AI people. If it hasn't been edited, injected with opinion, given a hot take, or passed through your brain, it's trash. AI gives you clay, you still have to sculpt it.
Oh my gosh, the number of people using AI bots to respond on social media is atrocious. It's real bad. And so when you just feed it the AI bot and it's just like, hey, answer this thing, but sound smart, it does not. Right? And sometimes it throws the generic populist opinion. And if you're trying to be someone who's controversial, where it's like you want to zig when everybody else zags, and it just gives you like the plain vanilla answer that everybody else gives, your social posts and your social engagement is not going to go up, right? The whole point of social media is the social part, right? So
Yeah.
when you're asking it to just write stuff and you're just copy pasting the raw AI materials into the thing without feeding it the stuff, without giving it some sort of position, argue this from this standpoint, right? Is the damn dress blue or gold, right? And um, giving it your context and your position makes it sound more personal and makes it sound like you, and that's what people are after, right? They're after the authenticity of it. So um, giving a generic input, giving a generic output, copy pasting that into your social is just, no one's going to read it, right? And if they do read it, they're sad because they read it, because they're like, this is garbage, right? So yeah, you have to give it a position, right? And you have to tell it your position, and you have to tell it why, and you have to give it examples, right? This is how come, like, I'm laughing reading our script today, because I fed it so many of our things that it's like it's talking to me, talking to you, talking to us, and saying all these things. It's like, yeah, you asked me for this. Hey, you do this, and our last conversation was this, and I'm like, oh, it's giving away all my secrets. That's good.
I'm going to read number 2 because I think they're kind of connected here, so it's still on the same subject. Number
Yeah.
2 says, don't use AI to say what everyone else says. If your AI content sounds like, in today's fast-paced digital landscape, delete it. Your edge isn't the tool. What does that mean? Your edge is the point of view. Okay.
Well, everybody has ChatGPT, right? Like you're
Right.
not special, like, because you have ChatGPT. We're not
Oh, I
special
got you.
because
I
we
got
have
it. Yeah, yeah.
ChatGPT. It's like, well, yeah,
Everyone's got ChatGPT, but not everyone has your point of view.
yeah.
The internet already has enough motivational quotes, generic business advice, 10 tips to grow your brand.
Mm.
AI will happily generate more of it. That doesn't mean anyone will care. I like that.
Also, yes, and there's nothing wrong with the 10 tips to grow your brand, as long as it's your 10 tips to grow your brand,
Mhm.
right? And if people are watching you and watching you do it real time, and then you've just amalgamated it using AI to put it all together, like, here's all the stuff we do, AI, like, can you make a list of all the different things that we do and make them succinct? AI is really good at that, but it's because you're actually doing it, and it's 10 tips to grow your brand your way, right? So because there's a bunch of people who will will try to follow based on your way because they like your style, right? So again, give it crappy prompts and stuff, and I love how it gave that example in today's fast-paced digital landscape.
Right.
uh
I got a funny story that is sort of related to this, just about generic AI.
yeah, shoot.
I don't know if you might have even heard about this already. I was making a website for a client whom you know, and his website was hosted with this host I've never used before, and I couldn't find what I needed to find to do what I needed to do,
Hmm.
and I went to the customer service. Well, customer service was just an AI. There was no
Excellent.
live chat, right? And I'm chatting with this AI, and it's doing this. It's giving me just generic, oh, well, in order to connect a domain to blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, but I don't see that. You're telling me to find this, but it's not there. Like, what's going on? Can you check my account? Can you, like, trying to get it to do things that a customer service bot would do, customer service person would do, sorry. I'm like, or I said, get me to a human, because that's what I do to other chat bots that aren't working for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and oh, sorry, I can't get you to a human, but I'll be happy to help you if you tell me what's wrong. It's like, I already told you what's wrong. I was getting madder and madder. And my whole thing with a chat GPT or with a robot, I swear at it when it starts doing really stupid stuff.
Yeah.
It's a combination of, I hope that when it realizes I'm angry, it might figure out what it's doing wrong. It might sort of prioritize, oh, this guy's clearly mad. I should think a little harder, try to come up with a solution. It never works, but I feel better swearing at this thing. So I got mad and mad and
You're
mad and mad.
cathartic.
Yeah, exactly. And I told it, I was like, you were useless. You're a bad robot. I'm going to tell my client to switch to a different host. Try to do this quick. I go back to the client. I say, look, I put in a support ticket. I'm waiting to hear back. The robot was useless. And we started discussing switching to a new host. He goes, okay, got it. A little while later, I get added to this a WhatsApp chat with my client and this other guy. And my client says, oh, this guy's from the hosting. I was like, oh, great. Customer service has a WhatsApp chat.
WhatsApp chat
No,
also AI?
no, it's much worse than that. Turns out this hosting outfit is a small business that is just starting up. And my client knows the owner of the business.
Oh.
And the guy on the line was the owner of the business. And he saw my chat logs.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, sorry about the trouble you had with the AI. But he said to me, I don't know if this is just him trying to make me feel better, but he's like, thanks for that check because it alerted me to a lot of the problems with the AI. He's like, I've already replaced it with a different one. Like he was very responsive in
Wow.
fixing the AI, and he thanked me for pointing out all the problems with it. And I had to say, I was like, listen, I swear at the machines, I don't treat people like that. And he's like, no, it's all good. But it was like a little bit like, ooh,
Ooh, yeah.
didn't think someone was going to be seeing that, let alone someone I was going
That,
to talk to. But
that's hilarious.
the guy turned out to be really nice, and he fixed all the problems. And so my client will not be switching. Anyway, that
Excellent.
story just took up way too much of our time, but it was funny though.
All good. Well, we only got one thing left in the hack of the week, so it's all
Hack
good.
of the week. And the point of the story was generic chat GPTs with no real insight piss off your clients and probably your audience too. There, I connected.
Well, you got to get your damn customer service robot to read your damn website because I there's so many that haven't read the website,
Yeah.
and that should be the base information for a customer service bot. Like, did you read the website? No. Well, then why are you running customer service? How do you not know
Yeah.
our address?
Right. Yeah. Right. Okay. Here's the red hot tip from ChatGPT. Train AI on your conversations, not your ideas. Your sales calls, your podcast rants, your client meetings, your WhatsApp voice notes, not your logs of your chats with AI customer service. Don't use that.
Yelling at them. Yeah.
That's the thing to avoid. That's where the real magic lives. Why? Because spoken language is honest, written marketing is filtered. When you feed AI, here's how I actually explain this to a client. It starts producing content that converts, not just content that fills feeds. That's how you turn AI from a content robot into a mini Earl.
Great.
You should do that. You should make a bot called Mini Earl.
Mini Earl. So, you know what's hilarious? Because I feed it this show and I feed it the BEO show and I feed it like other stuff and the book and everything else. Other people have started using AI in like my name. So they're like, okay, pretend that you're Earl. This is my business problem. What would Earl do? And I'm like, oh crap. Right.
You're doing yourself out of the job.
So it's like, well, that just cost me $1,000. Right.
Right.
So
yeah. I could have charged for that consulting session.
Yeah, so now there's mini me robo version out there consulting for free now, right? So
that's really funny. Oh
who knew? So yeah, on your conversations, not your ideas. People speak differently than they write most of the time, right? And one of the biggest compliments I've received was, "Wow, your writing is just the way you talk." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's the point, right?"
Yeah.
And because everybody, like you said before, everybody makes it more formal when you write. Sometimes, depending unless you're swearing at the AI bot, but yeah, there's formality in writing, and like this thing said, there's honesty in language, right?
Yeah,
and it gives it the real feel, the real flavor, the real way that you're talking. And it's funny because if you give it that information, it gives you back the information that's in your voice. People are always trying to find their voice as the AI clones, put their stuff out there. There's no such thing as finding your voice in the AI. It feed the AI your voice, and it spits back your voice, right? So there you go.
Yeah, I find this with clients that I think I've ranted about this before, but it's like you ask your client, okay, well, I need content for the website, so tell you what, just write me some information about your business. Like, oh, I couldn't do that. I can't write. I'm no writer. I don't know what to write. But if you go, all right, okay, never mind. Then just how about this? I'm going to record our conversation, and what do you just go? What's the deal with your business? And then they're just,
They tell you their life
go
story,
on
and it's great.
Yeah, and it's great content. If you just type that instead of saying it, you'd be there. But there's yeah, that people can't get their voice to come out through their writing.
Same thing with turning on the camera sometimes. Like
Yeah.
if you just put the recorder down and have a conversation with them, they'll talk with you. They'll give you the best content in the universe. And then sometimes you turn on the camera and it's deer in the headlights, and then that's it. And then it's like, what am I supposed to say now? Like what you normally would have said. And then yeah, so it depends on the person. Depends on the person.
All right. Here we are, 5 minutes to go, and it's time for Hack of the Week.
Hack of the week. Okay, so if you had asked me this question like a year ago, I would tell you to drop it and run and don't look back and give it some time. So people were trying to use AI to make their like talking head videos,
Hmm.
and one of my longtime friends and like an old mentor of mine tried making this stuff with the AI clones, and it looks terrible. It looked like his version of Max Headroom, but not cool, right? So, and it was weird because it would go out of sync, and it would use words that they totally wouldn't use, and it was just abject horror, right? Cue to today, one of my people I look up to on the internet started using AI clones for his content, and it was kind of magnificent, and it actually looked good, and I'm like, what's the difference? And the difference in how he used it was he cut more often. So the hack of the week is just, if you want to use the AI clones, right, cut every few seconds when using them. So because the sync on the AI clone breaks, and it then ends up looking like a really badly dubbed kung fu movie
Hmm.
where they're just like, and it's like, I'll kill you, right? And it's
Yeah.
just no,
Mhm.
it looks really bad. So the sync breaks quickly. So don't leave your clone alone on the screen for too long. Cut to visuals, cut to other angles of it. I mean, it's the same clone. It's just you cut to a different angle of it. Cut to B-roll and then back to the clone, and then do that often, and it increases the believability. It increases the sync between it, and it's not a bad watch. And so because they're using these things, you have to get the camera, set up the lights, do all this stuff, get it up and going, and then produce all the materials. Um, with the AI clones, you don't have to do any of those things. And if you can feed it the materials like we talked about earlier in the show, and then give it the position, give it the standpoint, give it the voice, all of a sudden the AI clones can produce videos at a pace that you could not ever keep up with as a human. And it looks entertaining, right? And it's fun to watch. So there you go. The secret is cut a little more often. Um, I think for like the best ones, they cut every like 6 or 7, 8 seconds. They just randomize 6, 7, 8 second cuts. And
Hmm.
so if you can cut them and then put another visual, even just words on the screen or whatever, just a B-roll in the background while they're talking, and then cut back to them again, it actually looks pretty good. And I would actually watch these now, whereas before I would watch these AI clones, and in about 7, 8, 9 seconds, it would piss me off because the sync would be off, the words would be weird, and it's like, yeah, this isn't good. Like I can't watch, and it does weird robot things. Actually, our mutual friend Shane tried to do this once, and the hilarious thing is because he talks, very, actively with his hands and everything. And so
Yeah.
since he's talking with his hands, every once in a while, the AI clone would just do this. Like, no reason. And I'm like, what the hell's it doing? He's like, I don't know. And it was
As
pretty
long
funny.
as, the third hand doesn't show up,
Yeah,
fretting
yeah,
hand.
yeah. The third
Mhm.
hand shows up, and it was like almost like a tick, where it's like the robot's just like, and it looked funny as hell, right? So like, okay, that's weird. Why is it
That's
doing that?
magnificent. I love that. I love that.
So yeah, so cut more often, and don't let your robot flail its arms too badly, especially when it's got free for fretting. So
Yeah, that's a pretty simple hack, but I like it. I just realized I got to give a shout out. We have likes on the Facebook from New Popo.
okay,
Do you know that? A friend of yours, apparently.
yep.
And Patricia Mayo.
Oh,
Shout
cool.
out. Shout out to y'all. Anybody over on LinkedIn? I don't know how I'd find you.
I don't have any tabs open because I reboot every single time right before the show so that the computer's at full fighting capacity.
Yeah. Does it show your live feed? Or oh, here it is. We do have a like. Who's liking us?
Excellent.
Mersada Khatun.
I don't actually know that person. Maybe we met at a networking event or something. Or
Instagram organic growth expert, helping brands grow followers and engagement organically at Upwork and Fiverr.
The shout outs are coming because people are starting to watch while we do this, which is actually really cool.
Yeah.
So
tell you what, here's the deal. Like the show from your business account.
Yeah.
And then we'll shout out your business. Free advertising.
Oh, there you go. That works as
well.
How
about that? Cool. I guess that's it.
That's a wrap.
Anything else to add? Anything else to say? Any final thoughts?
No, I'm good. That was fun.
Cool. Yep. Thanks everyone so much for joining us. We really appreciate you. Thank you, Earl, for the wisdom. Thank you, ChatGPT, for doing the hard work for us.
Thank you, Dan, for your fantastic artwork. I love the 3-armed fret. So
thanks everybody. We'll see y'all next week.
You betcha. One of these days, when I send you an e-transfer, it'll be like, the password, and the password book will be the 3-armed writing robot. So excellent. Here we go, playing this out.
Thanks for listening to Earl and the Idiot. We hope you learned something you can take action on this week. For more information or to contact the show, visit earlandtheidiot.com. And until next time, remember what Shakespeare said. The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool.